Hi guys. Hey, I wanted to do a quick demo on your face but more. And in this case, I'm going to do my face but a little more, where I am looking to accentuate the features that I already have. I'm trying to make myself look like myself, but it work across the footlights. So I want to do that with foundation, highlight, and shadow. And there's some cases where I want to de-accentuate some of the features that I have, like in particular, in this case, it's especially in facial blemishes or blotchiness that you might have, or like in my case that I have with the red birthmarks and whatnot. I want to knock those down just a little bit so that they don't pull focus from the most important part, which is my eyes and my mouth. One of the things that you can use is block out from your that you can make a block out, or we can use the I find that yellow works from your bruise wheel for me in knocking some of those out. I'm going to do a few of that in a few of my areas here so that we can see it. I'm going to leave this up and this one up so that you can see what's working. So I laid out a little bit of yellow, and I want to use my powder and my blush brush in the palm of my hand, just pulling some up and lightening it up just a little bit, kind of sealing that. And now I'm going to take my foundation. In this case, I'm using natural, this is olive tan, which works well for me on after the sun, and my latex sponge, and I'm going to lay in some foundation. And I like to stipple my foundation in directly over top, as opposed to streaking it in and rubbing it. It's better on the face and gives a better overall feel. I'm going to work half my face with this demo. Make it quick, and also I want you to see what I started with and how features are accentuated. So quickly trying to in. And under my chin, not too far down in my neckline. If I find that my neck is showing too much with my costume, I might want to add a little bit more down there, but trying to keep it out of the costume is a good thing. All right. I got relatively even coverage here. You may be able to see some of the red still showing through up in here. This is mostly disappearing. It's fine for where we're going right now. So next I want to put in my shadow work, and I want to use the character shadow and latex sponge, and I'm going to lay in some of the larger areas here. Finding my cheekbone first, I'm going to go under my cheekbone. Felt my cheekbone, and I want the shadow right below that. My temple area. That's good. And work on my jawline here. Square that up just a bit. So I'm going to use the brush, get a little bit more detail in. Squaring it up just a little bit. And underneath my eyes are relatively deep set, so I want to get some shadow underneath that. Nose, so a little on the crooked side, so I'm just going to follow the contour of that a little bit. accentuate it. It's pointy, but to follow it. So with my brush, I load the brush up on the contour, on the foundation, and then on the back of my hand, I'm shaping it and making it even. So I've got a nice sharp edge. I want to accentuate around my nose, nasolabial fold. It's part of my features of my face. Got some brown lines that I want to accentuate. I'm going to make a little, find them by furrow in just a little bit, following the tracks, but I just don't want too much on there. I'm not trying to make me much older, any older. I'm trying to do me. Blend eye out just a little bit. Then my chin out a little bit. All right, now I'm ready for some highlight. Okay. Using a different brush, I want to use my ultra light highlight. And again, loading it onto the brush and brushing it out, getting a nice, even, sharp line. Wherever I've got a shadow, I want to have a highlight. I'm going to just tip it in those areas. Not blending it yet, just putting it in. Now with my latex sponge or tip of my finger, I'm going to brush out the edges just a little bit. Trying to keep the highlight and shadow separate from each other. If I blend it into each other, it starts to turn muddy and look kind of bruised. And keeping the highlights a little and the shadows a little strong right now because we want to push across the footlights. So. Okay. So next I want to get a little bit of eyeliner. Accentuate my eyes a little bit more. And I've sharpened my eyebrow pencil. I'm using a brown, the dark brown, because the black is just too strong for most people. And I'm going to push under my eye, right under my eyelash, to make my eyes a little more bigger. Really, if I put too much on, I'm starting to look like a raccoon. I don't want to do that. My eyebrows itself are fairly big. I want to accentuate those a little bit more because they're part of my face here. I want to some detail in those. And uneven in some spots. I'm going to bring them out. I'm just going to pencil in a few. All right. Next, I want to do a little bit of lip liner. And I'm going to use a brush for that. The lip color from your character wheel. And it's just a natural lip color. I'm going right inside the lip line. That's too much. All right. And finally, I'm going to add a little bit of powder on my powder puff. Work it into it. And then the powder over top. Not smearing, just powdering it. Putting it down, and drying it off, pat drying it. Turning it over to the clean side and removing some a little bit. This does, it smooths it out a little bit. All right, so hopefully you can see the differences in the two sides. That this side has a accentuated look versus the work that's going on here that's kind of blotchy and uneven. And if you look in the mirror, distance-wise, you should be able to see this stronger, more present, and your character still showing you. So hopefully get to work on this, hopefully making a little bit good sense. Oh, last thing on this is when I go to clean up, of course, I'm going to use some makeup wipes on it, being very gentle on my face, and I'm looking forward to seeing what you how yours turns out. It looks great.